Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Lutz, and I'm here with Tank.
Tank.
Yeah, jump the gun there. And, we're here on the front lines, and it's the battle is raging with the deep state on many fronts. But we're going to pick up with kind of where we left off yesterday with Speak Walker. And Tank, why don't you go ahead and start?
Yes, thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. So we did do an interview today, just moments ago, actually. Finished up an interview with the mother of the 2-year-old. Her name is Kara, and the 2-year-old that was found dead yesterday in the custody of the admitted abusers, and also they had also admitted in court and recorded this that they had raped and sodomized the mother. And there is documentation to prove this, and they fraudulently devised a conspiracy that essentially took it from a case where the mother had complete custody of her children for obvious reasons, and the GAL, which is the social worker who basically advises and is supposed to be advocating for the children, and while the mother had custody of the children with absolutely no issues with the children whatsoever, no reports, they were fine, they were safe and happy, she reported, the social worker, that the mother was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder because of the husband's actions and abuse against her. The court then proceeded to give them permission to take the children while the mother was at work, took the children and put them in the custody of the known abusers, which were already recorded in the documents for the case. And now this has resulted in the death of a child. This is information that Field McConnell and the Children's Crusade had in their possession. There was urgency put on this by Michelle Walker, and she had told them outright, this has got to be taken care of now. And she also told them that we are running out of time. It was the one case that was the only case that was discussed of the 3 they were supposed to be helping with last Friday. And Michelle Walker brought it up. She had all the case files, and she was the only one who was prepared. They spent 2 hours on the conference call. The only case they discussed was this same case. The assumption, the obvious conclusion would be, because they were claiming that they were helping, was that they were doing something to get this child back to this mother. It's obvious. It is so obvious. And they have, if there was a lawsuit right now, there's nobody in their right mind that would allow this judge to stay in that position, the social worker. And the social worker even went to the psychiatrist who's the domestic violence expert at the local sheriff department, and actually tried to get that psychiatrist to say that the mother was unfit and that she was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, so they could take the children and give it back to the abuser. And the psychiatrist would not do it. And she even wrote a letter of advocacy explaining this. All of this is what's taking place in our court system. This woman has no arrests, no record. She has no history of drug usage whatsoever. She is a good mother who just lost a child. And I said all that to say this. She has a daughter who's 3 years old who was also taken from her. Her name is Sasha. And anybody out there with any connection to anyone in this world, in this diabolically corrupt world, look, your flight is going down. Please do not let this little girl die. Please. Call a friend. If you claim to be on a task force, do something. And please contact me immediately so that we can help get this girl home to her mother. We just did the interview. We recorded it. That will be out momentarily. I am begging you, go to the Speak Project YouTube page right now and watch that page until that video comes up. And I am begging you, post it everywhere. We know the Amber Alert system is busted, but the People's Alert, the mothers in this world, all of the families out there, if you can imagine, when you hear this woman speak about her child, about holding her dead 2-year-old in her arms, if you are not moved to action, then you are dead inside. And don't be talking about humanitarian projects if you don't do something about this. Please, take the video, put it out on every platform you have, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you have, to get it out there so they cannot ignore this, because the actions are so egregious, it's disgusting. Not only that, we will post every piece of evidence to back up what we're saying. We will post the recordings, video recordings, we post audio recordings to prove exactly that Able Dangerous Group did nothing. Nothing. They didn't even contact this mother. And this child could have been home by now if they would have just done their job. But they did nothing. And because of that, good information, good intel about other kids, expecting them to advocate for children and do something that, a mother by herself couldn't do, has been turned over to these people. And as of right now, I see absolutely no evidence to the contrary. The fact that this is the case, and Able Danger, if he wants to come out and defend himself, go right ahead. Because at the end of the day, they're just trying to ignore it away. Do not let them. This is a child that just died for no good reason. And their little girl is out there, and she's still not home, and the mother can't even track her down.
And it's the same mother, right? 2 children.
Right, she has 2 children. Same mother,
and
2 children.
And one is now dead, and the other one they don't know. And what are the authorities saying?
Well, you know what? Clearly the authorities are complicit because the judge made a ruling looking at a case where this man, after the child was taken from the mother, they found 422, I believe is the number, pictures of child pornography on this man's computer. And in this, many of these children were missing, and their profiles were available, and he had pictures of them after they had been taken. So he clearly is part of a larger network that we know leads back to the Clintons. And by the way, we have all that too. And I'll tell you what, we're about to drop a whole lot of information. I am disgusted by this. Everyone, when we put this information out, I need to know it's going to go somewhere and get something done. Please contact me, and so we can help this little girl. Please do something about it.
How can they help right now if they have some kind of contact information? How can they?
Okay, right now, if you have any information, you can call me. You can text me directly, and I'll just text me first, and I'll answer. But I will be working through the night till we get something done. I can't have it on my conscience if we didn't do anything. So I have called in every favor I have. My number is 917-922-1038. Please help me get this child back. Our email, you can email us at admin, ADMIN, at speakprojectmedia.com. You can email us there directly if you have information, if you want to remain anonymous. I don't care what you've done. What I'm begging you to do is, anybody out there, please do right now. Do right now and get this little girl home.
So we've got this whole whole lot of information. I don't want to call it, but the whole container of information that is hard evidence that would put a lot of these people away, reading all the ways to the Clintons and the Clinton Foundation. So how do we use this? Who is the right person to get it to? How can we get it to someone who can actually take action and stop this? Shut down CPS, shut down everything else that is related. I mean, just one more child going, is just too much. Waiting for everything else to kick into gear. We see that there's, I'm on a side note, but now we're hearing that the Marines are now replacing the Secret Service in guarding Trump, right? And that there's matching to UN troops that are sitting in Washington, D.C. on one corner, and a few miles away you have Marines stationed.
Yep.
So, and they're not there on the same team.
No, they're not.
Right. They're there as opposing forces. So this is now all coming down right now, and this is the time to step up. right? This is
Yep.
the time to do something, take some action. You know.
Absolutely. Good point, Dan.
Yeah.
And you're right. And look, and to Dan's point, you have the Marines. We know they were called in from the reserves. My feeling about it is like this: there is a lot of veterans right now who should be disgusted that you went somewhere else to fight for those people, had to watch all these other things. Now you're home, and the same horrible things you saw happening other places, they're happening here. But this place, this is where you live. This is where you don't turn a blind eye. This is where I don't care what the orders are. There is a child's life at risk. This is the Oath Keepers patch kind of stuff. And you know what? Do me a favor. Reach out to the Oath Keepers patch. I'm going to hit them up in a minute. But please, find a way. Contact your militia. Contact everyone. Not just about this child. But you know what? Get them started with the child. Because I'm telling you, we have enough evidence to take down the whole cartel. Not just for this one case. We have thousands of files. That we have been making sure in order and safely kept. And they are. And I'll tell you what. Give me somebody who's worth a damn who would do something with them. And I'll tell you, if you've been on a mission to take down these cartels, I have the intel you need. You need to contact me immediately. But I'll tell you what, you better convince me that you're trustworthy because I'm holding back. I've got people, and right now, I don't want this information to ever fall in the wrong hands again. I will never have that on my conscience again. Abel Danger is garbage. The fact that he allowed this to happen to this little 2-year-old boy when the case was so absolute, it was served up to them on a platter. If he had any power to do anything and was worth a damn, he would have done something. The fact that he let it happen speaks for itself.
So let's.
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
Just.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So some people may not be aware of what actually has happened. You have to go back to yesterday and listen to the first show we did yesterday to learn about this. But this is all happening in Arkansas.
Well, no. There's a child trafficking route that goes from Arkansas up to Illinois into Chicago. Now, we know the route. We know where they're going. We even have the finances. We know exactly what they're doing. And the problem is there's nobody to report it to because it's the authorities that are doing it. It's Child Protective Services, the Department of, up in Chicago, then dealing with Department of Human Services down in Arkansas, and what they serve, it's like that Twilight Zone episode where they say to serve man, and it's a menu. That's what they're doing. They're ordering up what they want for these children. They're taking them, and Michelle Walker had maps to explain to them. These are the rituals they have planned, the sacrifice they have planned. This is the activity. Gave that all up to Abel Danger, trusting that Abel Danger was doing something about it. But what happened? Nothing. That's what happened.
Yeah, she brought up the end of the line after all these sacrifices and after them, drinking the blood and harvesting the adrenochrome and doing whatever else, eating the child. They then. She brought up that they make black diamonds out of them, and she said, "So research it." I mean, it took me a little bit to dig in and find out. There's an industry of taking, they call them cremation diamonds, taking the cremated remains of your loved ones and turning them into a diamond for you to have memory of them. But they made it a final product. In this line of ritual and human trafficking and abuse of children, to take them in the final product is a black diamond that they take and they sell. I mean, it's all so disgusting. Right? The end of the line for these poor children, after all the sacrificial ceremonies and everything else that they get put through and the torture and all is to become, a commodity in a jewel case.
To be worn as a trophy by the one that consumed them. That is disgusting. That ought to want to chill down everybody's spine. This is not something that is far off from any of us. Everybody came into this world a baby. Everybody has either grandkids or nieces, nephews, or some kid that they love, and you cannot imagine somebody hurting them. And if you don't, I don't expect you to do anything. You're dead inside anyways. You're one of them. But if you're human, it'd be impossible for you to keep ignoring this. And believe me, right now, if you're hearing this and you're saying, I hope other people hear this, it's not for other people, it's for you. I need help. I don't ask for help. I am begging you, please, do something. And I don't mean just, look, here's what you do. Contact me directly. If you have anything to offer of value, contact me. If you just want to help and take notes, contact me. If you want to find a way that you can contribute in any way you don't know how, call me. I made myself the most available person in the world. I've connected with people all over the world so that when you call, I've got work for you. But we have to do better. We have to get bigger. We cannot let them suppress the message. They cannot let them devour the spirit of humanity. If the Marines are active and all these things are taking place, great. That doesn't mean we sit home and wait. Especially the men. Do something. But in the meantime, Dan, thank you so much as always for being so gracious and just being part of this cause with me. I appreciate it. And you know what? That's all I got because I got work to do. I got to follow up with some task force and different people that I'm hoping that are in the position to be able to track some of this down. And all right. So that's all I got for tonight.
That's all right. Well, we can cut this one short. And all right, everyone, please get this message out. All right, send this link out to people you know. Let them know about what's going on, and then see if they have any way that they can help. Save this child that's in danger right now, and hopefully it's not too late, because the brother is the first child was a boy, and
first child was a boy, 2 years old.
2 years old, and he's dead. He's found dead. And the daughter,
he had to have rectal reconstruction surgery because he was sodomized with a toothbrush by his grandfather. And they gave custody back to the same father and his father. That's where he's living. So please go to the YouTube page for Speak Project. Turn your alerts on because we are going to keep people updated as often as possible. And just turn your alert on for Dan Lutz's page as well. Because you know what? Dan still has got it so we can go live. And and because I've been working through the night, I'll make sure, if there's something urgent that, we discover that helps, we'll let people know right away. And we'll put it on the Speak Project right away. We'll put urgent reports and information out there as well, as quickly as we can. But, I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. But I don't, because I don't know what the status of this little girl.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But I'm praying she's okay.
Me too. I'm definitely praying.
All right.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right.